Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our tools and resources for back to school. We are very excited to be able to share a virtual space with you today to explore some of the tools and resources that your students are using during distance learning. My name is Fana Blanco, and along with my colleague Jasmine Velasco, we both work as family engagement specialists under the Department of Equity, Access, and Instructional Services. We were both teachers before taking on this role and have been at Linwood for almost 20 years. We hope that by the end of today's session, you will feel a little more comfortable with some of the tools and resources we will be sharing today. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Together, we will explore the features of the Clever Portal, Google Classroom, Google Meet, and other tools and resources. Now let's start with Clever. Clever is an easy way for your child to access many of the learning applications they use at school. It allows them to access most of their learning applications with a single username and password, like their Google username and password, or by using a Clever badge for Kinder through Second. So if your child is in grades Kinder through Second, they may be able to use the Clever badge login if the School of Attendance has reactivated the Clever login screen. Now, Clever supports logins for district and school administrators, teachers, and students. At this time, parents do not have the ability to log to Clever. Your child's Clever portal might look different depending on the applications their school or teacher has added. If your student is missing an application they need to access in the Clever portal, please contact your student's teacher. On the next few slides are examples of what your child's Clever portal may look like. Here is an example of an elementary Clever portal. As you see, the learning applications are easily accessible in one place. You will see the apps for your child's core curriculum as well as the Google apps. Here is an example of a middle school Clever portal. It looks very similar to the elementary one. And finally, here's an example of a high school Clever portal. In addition to the core curriculum and Google apps in elementary and middle school, the main difference for high school are the college learning applications. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I help my student log into Clever? Well, first, you have to visit the Linwood Unified School District's website. Now go to Quick Links, and on the drop-down menu, find Student Resource Links at the bottom. Click on that, and you will see the Clever icon to log in. For me, it will take me directly into my Clever portal because I've already logged on. Sometimes your child may have to authenticate their MyLUSD account, which is their school-provided email address and associated password. Now, please remember, they will not be able to log in using a personal Google email address. If you or they do not know their Google username and password, please contact your student's teacher. Now, another way to get to Clever is through your child's school website. And the same thing, you would have to visit the Linwood Unified School District's website first, find our school, elementary, middle school, or high school. I'm going to go ahead and click on elementary. And I'll click on the first one, which is Abbott. And here, the same thing, find Quick Links. Under Quick Links, you'll click on Student Links, and you'll be able to find the Clever icon. One other way that you might be able to get to Clever is by typing into the browser clever.mylusd.org. Okay. Now, regardless of what grade your child is in, Google Classroom will be one of the Google apps found on the Clever landing page. What is Google Classroom? Google Classroom is one of the apps your child will find on their Clever portal. All they need to do is click on the icon and it will take them directly into their Google Classroom. No need for your child to type in any username or password because they already did that in the Clever login. Now, when students log on to Google Classroom, think of it as your child's digital link to learning, where all your child's work stays organized and conveniently stored on Google Drive. Assignments are even automatically added to the Google Calendar based on their due dates. Essentially, the Google Classroom is where all your child's schoolwork is created, exchanged, and stored. Some things to remember about Google Classroom is first, it is a web-based learning environment, so it can be accessed from any device, intelligent phone, a tablet, a desktop computer, a laptop, and because it is web-based, it will automatically save changes made to any of the document, the slide, and so on. Next is students can collaborate with their peers and teachers. And the last thing to remember is it is a digital safe space for students to view classes announcements, to access posted course content, to view posted assignments, and to turn in completed work. Another great aspect of Google Classroom is that teachers can provide feedback, assign grades, and return the work. Now, once a student enters the Google Classroom, they will see the different classes that they are a part of. Remember, this looks different depending on the grade span. Elementary students may only see one classroom, whereas secondary students see as many classes as they have. To get into a specific classroom, students will click onto that class in the homepage, and once you enter the class of choice, on the main page of the classroom, you will find tabs at the top of the screen. These three main tabs located at the top of the classroom help students and parents navigate to different sections of the classroom. When you initially open the classroom, you will be on the tab with the stream. Then the second tab is titled Classwork and contains assignments, questions, and resources to complete work. The third tab is titled People and contains school email addresses of all the students in the class as well as the teachers. Let's explore the Google Classroom together. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click on the Clever icon. This is how we get into our Google Classroom. And here is the Google Classroom icon. And click on the Google Classroom icon. And once the student enters the Google Classroom, they will see different classes that they are a part of. Here are all the classes that I am currently enrolled in, or I am the teacher of these classes. I'm going to go ahead and click on 6th grade. But before I do that, here on the plus top right-hand corner, there's a plus button that students can click to join a class if they were given a specific class code. Okay, so if they put join class, they can go ahead and type in the class code right here. And a teacher may also choose to email the student directly with an invitation link that will get them directly into their Google Classroom. Now, the drop-down menu, the 3 lines on the left-hand side of the screen has some useful information. If you scroll down, you'll find a to-do list. Students can see all the work they have for their classes together in one place. So there's 3 tabs. There's the assignment tab, missing tab, and the done tab. Okay? So they can filter and see, for example, they wanted to see their missing assignments, click on missing, and these are all the assignments that are missing. If they want to see what they've completed, they can click on done and see what they've completed. Now going back to the 3 lines, the drop-down menu, scroll down and you will see settings. Click on settings. Here, there's an option to turn on email notifications. So if your child has this turned on, they can choose what type of email notifications they would like to receive. So I have these all on, okay? But you can turn them off. They can turn them off if they do not want to receive those notifications, okay? Now another thing that I want to mention here is the calendar. Click on calendar. And here in the calendar, they'll be able to see due dates for all the assignments they have been assigned through all of their Google Classrooms they have been enrolled in. Each class is color-coded differently. So here, my 6th grade class is purple. If I were a middle school student and I have multiple classes that I am enrolled in, all the classes will be color-coded, okay? Now let's go back to classes. Now to get into a specific classroom, remember all they need to do is click on that class in the home page, okay? Now I have clicked 6th grade class. Once you enter the class here, they will see 3 main tabs: the stream, classwork, and people. Now for the stream tab, teachers typically use the stream for announcements, but it also depends on the teacher. If your child has a question about an announcement, they can post it right here. Okay, so here's an announcement, parent meeting tonight. And if they like to comment, they can comment here. Okay, and click on the arrow and it will send the comment to the teacher and other students. Okay. Now on the right-hand side, or left-hand side, excuse me, of the stream, you will see this upcoming box, okay? Students can click on View All to get a bigger picture of all the assignments for that class. So you'll notice that some assignments have been assigned, and if an assignment hasn't been completed, it will show as missing. Students can click on these assignments in order to see the assignments and the instructions. They can also filter the assignments on the left-hand side. They can filter by assigned just to see the assigned ones. They can also just choose returned, and they can choose missing. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the page before. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about the Classwork tab. This is probably the most important tab for students, as this is where teachers will post the assignments. Teachers may set classwork tabs by different topics or different categories. It may be possible that teachers did not set up topics or categories, and you will just see a long running stream of assignments. For example, here the teacher has different topics such as resources and helpful information. And under that, each week is a topic, okay, with the most recent at the top. Okay, assignments at the top of each are the most recent. So this one is the most recent, this one is the most recent, so you can see which one has been posted by the teacher most recently. Now to access the assignments, for example, students just need to click on the assignments and then click on View Assignments. Let's go ahead and take a look at, let's take a look at Classroom Conversations, okay? And I want to go ahead and click on View Materials. This type of assignment is just a question, and all the teacher needs is for the students to type in the answer in the comment box. So here is what's new with you. Have a question, so you can, your child can answer those 2 questions and then hit the send and it will post. Okay. Let's go back to another assignment. So we have the Gold Rush Comprehension. Let's see what that is. Click on it and then click on View Assignments. Now here you can see the Gold Rush Comprehension is worth 100 points. Okay. And it has an attachment right here. Okay. Now students can comment about this assignment to the whole class where it says class comment, or if they have a private comment, they will type it here where it says private comment, and that comment will only be received by the teacher. Okay. Now, since there is an attachment here on the assigned work, the student will click here and it will take them to their assignment. Now, notice that my name is attached to this assignment, okay? So the teacher, once he creates the assignment, it is attached to each student. Each student has their own copy, okay? Now, once the student is finished with the assignment, okay, they want to go back to the screen, go back to the Gold Rush Comprehension assignment and click Turn In, okay? Now, if they don't click Turn In, even though they completed the assignment, on the teacher end, the teacher will not receive it, okay? So that's very important to remember. Now let's go ahead and look at a different type of assignment. So remember that one says turn in, right? Now let's look at one that doesn't have an attachment. So if we go to okay, let's go to this one. Maybe again, this one has an attachment and it says turn in. Okay, I'm trying to find one that does not have an attachment. Okay, so here there's no attachment here. Okay, so the student will just have to complete the assignment, and once the assignment is completed, they mark it as done. Okay, there's nothing to turn in, they will just mark as done here. Okay, let's find another one. Okay, I think that one has an attachment. Okay, here, this assignment has some instructions, and the student is given a video to view. And once the student views this video, the student needs to mark as done so that on the teacher's end, the teacher will see that the student has completed the assignment. Okay? Okay. Now, similar to the calendar on the home page, there's also the Google Calendar view option for each individual class. And they will see the calendar for that class. Okay? Now, also, they will see a class drive folder. Okay? This is a student's private folder of any assignments that were set as attachments in the Google Classroom. These attachments are automatically placed in the students and teachers folder. As you can see, all my attachments, all my assignments are here. They're not very organized, right? It's just there. It's important to encourage our students to organize their class drive. Think of it like it's their backpack. Imagine their backpacks filled with loose sheets with no rhyme or reason, right? I don't know about you, but for me, that would stress me out. So say this is your child's backpack, this drive, this Google Class Drive or Class Drive folder, right? Say this is your student's backpack. They might want a binder to put all their assignments, right? So they would go ahead and click on the new, where it says folder, they can create a folder. And let's say they want to create a folder for English. Okay. And there's their English folder. And they can click and drag their assignments into their English assignments into that folder. Okay, so I'm just gonna randomly click on this just to show you. Now, this is their binder, right? Maybe they want, so I'm gonna click on English. Now here are all my English assignments. They may wanna have maybe a small folder in their binder, let's say. They can click on new and create a folder. And let's say they want to create English. This would be September folder. Okay. And so now they can put the September assignments into the folder. Okay. And then for next month, when they get the October assignments, they will go ahead and create an October folder. Okay. So being organized will help students to keep track of where things are so it's easy to find when they need it, right? Teaching younger kids organization skills will continue with them as they progress to higher grades with more than one class. It may be harder for older kids to break their habit, but it's never too late for them to start. Yes, it can be challenging at first, but it will definitely benefit them in the long run, okay? So please go ahead and encourage them to stay organized. All right. Let's go ahead and go back to the presentation. Okay. All right. Okay. One moment. I'm not sure why it's not loading. And okay, here it goes. Okay, so we talked about the stream. We talked about the classwork. And now the People tab. People tab, here the students will be able to find the list of their teacher if they have more than one teacher for the class, and then it provides the list of the students in the class and also their email. Okay, so these are the emails. So if your student wanted to email another student in the class, it's easily accessible right here. Okay. All right. Now, another useful feature of the Google Classroom for parents is the Guardian Summaries feature. Now, in order to receive a Guardian Summaries, the teacher will need to add your email to the Google Classroom. You will then receive an email inviting you to participate in Guardian Summaries. Make sure you click Accept. You will be given a choice whether or not you want to receive weekly notifications or daily notifications, or whether you want to opt out of the notifications altogether. Daily summaries are sent in the afternoon every day. Weekly summaries are sent every Friday afternoon. And the summaries email will include any missing work from the previous week and will also include all the class activity for each of the Google Classroom that your child is enrolled in. So you'll see all the announcements and assignments that were posted for your child. If your child's teacher is posting daily announcements or daily assignments, you may want to consider signing up for daily notifications. Although there are other features for Google Classroom, we think these are the most important for parents and families to know in order to support your children with distance learning. Now, before we go on to the next topic, we'd like to show you another way to access Google Classroom. So from your child's school issued Chromebook or any computer with internet access, you may log in with your child's Linwood Unified School District Google username and password. Now, please note that any activity in the Google Classroom is documented under the student's login, and it would be inappropriate for a parent to communicate with the teacher or other students in the Google Classroom. Parents should use their personal email to digitally communicate with the teacher. Now, what you would do here is you would locate the waffle or the Google Apps icon right here and select the Google Classroom from the drop-down menu here. And this will take you to all of the classes that your child has joined. Okay. Now, let's talk about Google Meet. We are all here on this platform, so we at least know how to join a Google Meet. But there are some features of Google Meet that we'd like to share. Some of you may already know them again, so we ask for your patience. Most teachers will use Google Meet for distance learning. Together, we will explore the features of the Google Meet. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so we have the microphone feature here. It allows you to toggle between accessing your microphone and muting it. So if it's red, that means off. If it's white, that means it's on. Okay. Now the phone icon here will end your call. Okay. Now don't worry, if you end your call, you just go back to your original link and join again. Now the video icon is to allow you to toggle between accessing your device's camera or turning it off. Right now I have it turned off. If it's white, that means it's on. Now right here, the turn on captions, clicking the captions icon will turn on your closed caption and show a text version of the audio being shared. Screen sharing here. Right now you see that I'm presenting, but for you, you might see present now. If you click on that, you'd be able to present your entire screen or just a tab to other participants during the meet. Now the chat feature right here is the chat feature. You can send messages during a meeting to the other video participants from your computer or even from your mobile device, or you can submit questions during a presentation without interrupting the speaker. You can also copy a link from a URL and just go ahead and paste it here and then send it, and everyone will be able to access that link via the chat. Now, the pin feature, for example, here I'm going to go ahead and go on my icon. Here is the pin. You can see the pin. If I click on that pin, it will make the person's screen the focus of the presentation. So it won't toggle back and forth between participants who are speaking. It'll just remain on that one person that you've pinned. Now, if you click on the three dots on the right bottom, you'll be able to change the layout. This is the auto tiled. You can see up to 16 people when there's no presentation. The spotlight means that the whole screen is on one person or one image. And the sidebar, you have the presentation screen and also the image of some participants on the right-hand side. Okay. All right. Now, there are different ways that you can log into a Google Meet. You can log into a Google Meet by clicking on a meeting link that was shared to you. You can go to the waffle of your student's Google account and find Meet. Once you click on Meet, you will see the screen. The picture will be different every time you join. It will not be the same, but here, this will be the same. Join or start a meeting. You can click here to join or start a meeting. You can even just type in the browser, you can type in the Google Meet ID. It doesn't matter if you type in the dashes in between, or you can type in meet.google.com. If you can't remember that, you can just type in Google Meet, click enter, and it will take you here. You just click on the first link, and it will take you to the page where you can join or start a meeting. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go back to my presentation. Okay. All right. Now, the focus of our presentation today has primarily been on the Google Suite apps because our students interact mostly with these apps on a daily basis. However, we know that some teachers may still be using Zoom as a meeting platform because they like the tools in Zoom that Google Meet does not offer at this time. However, in the coming weeks or months, Google Meet will be upgraded to include some of the features offered on Zoom. And hopefully we will have all teachers in Linwood using Google Meet. Now we'd like to share with you our Parent University page. Okay. Now, in order to get to this page, let me just go back real quick. You just go to our LUSD, again, the website. If you go onto the Parents tab, under the Parents tab, find Parent University, and you will be taken to our Parent University page, which provides you with abundance of family education opportunities and resources. The first thing you'll see is our YouTube channel. You can use your smartphone and go ahead and scan the QR code. It will take you directly, or click on this link. It will take you directly to our YouTube channel. We do have 2 videos there for parents and families to view. We also provide parents and families with a recommended activities placemat every month. This is our September one. And for last year's placemat, you can click on this drop-down menu and it'll take you to last year's. We have many placemats for last year. It's in English and Spanish. The next thing you'll see is you'll find evidence-based newsletters and daily learning planners that provide practical, proven information for families. So for example, if I have a middle schooler and I want to see the newsletter, I will go ahead and click on the English link and it will take me to the newsletter where I can read the newsletter that has some practical ideas for parents to help with their students. And then if I wanted, let's say I have a high schooler and I wanted a daily learning planner. This is a high school daily learning planner, English. And it will take you to the daily learning planner where it gives you ideas that can help students do well in school. For example, I'm going to read one of them. This one says, brainstorm with your teen about ways to make life easier, such as by spending 10 minutes each night getting ready for the next day. So those are just some ideas, okay, for our teens. Let me go back. And then following that, you will see our calendar. Here's the September calendar. We update it monthly, English and Spanish. These are the workshops or the parent and family education opportunities that are provided each month to our families. Also on the right-hand side, you will see step-by-step instructions in how to add Spanish closed captioning to YouTube videos. Also, how to convert websites to Spanish. Okay, it's step-by-step in English and Spanish. I'm sorry, I didn't share my screen. Here we go again. Here's the step-by-step Spanish closed captioning and also step-by-step how to convert a website to Spanish. Okay, it's in English and Spanish. Now, another thing that we'd like to share, another resource, we'll go back to the Linwood Unified School District's webpage where you can find the distance learning support. This page was created by our digital coaches for parents and families and provides additional resources. Here, the icon for family support, go ahead and click on it. And it will take you to this page that provides you with information on meal distribution, internet access for families. We have mental health resources, social emotional learning, some health resources. And here again, you will see family engagement. That's our parent university page that I just showed you previously. We have early childhood education resources, English language learners resources, and additional facts and resources. Okay. All right. And we thank you for your time, and please know that you can reach either Jasmine or myself by emailing us at any time at engagingfamilies@mylusd.org. It's not case sensitive. We'd like to end with this quote by Ann Henderson and Karen Mapp. When schools, families, and community groups work together to support learning, children tend to do better in school, stay in school longer, and like school more. So you're here today watching this video on this session of tools and resources for back to school because you want the best for your child and you want to be a part of your child's academic success, which means working together with schools and community groups to yield better, positive results for your child. You've heard of this saying, right? It takes a village. It is so true. It really does take a village to raise our children. And that village is our schools, our families, and our community groups all working together. Thank you for joining us.